How's it going today, you guys? I'm back here on the boat. As you can see, it's right behind me. Spring is here, so I'm wanting this out of the shed so where I could do all the grinding on the outside, all the little hole patches. I really don't want to do much grinding inside the shed just because of the dust. I'd rather do it outside where the wind's blowing, takes it away from me, and I don't have to deal with the dust as much outside. So the plan for right now is I'm gonna pull out the bench seat that I fabbed up a little bit and pull out the stereo that I pre-installed to get all my holes cut. So I'm gonna be pulling all that out so I can do a layer across the entire floor of woven roving mat, and then the boat will be sealed up to the point where it can actually sit outside and not worry about getting it wet, because as it sits right now the boat is not sealed enough to sit outside where it could possibly be rained on, and still, because it's only middle of April, it could still get snowed on. So I want it fully sealed up before I put it outside. So I'm gonna get this bench seat out and the stereo uninstalled, and I'll come back and show you what I'm working with. Oh, there's one more other thing I gotta take out before. Oh, something on those. Something before I gotta seal up too before I put it outside. So I'll show you everything I gotta take out here. So this is the top of the transom here. I started filling it up with little scraps, and then I ran out of hardener for my resin, so I went and picked up more hardener and more resin today. So I got to finish filling this up because there's about, let's say in some places 3/8 of a gap. Actually, majority was 3/8 of a gap that I got to build up to be flat with how it used to be. And so the bench seat here has to come out, and I'm going to label which sides. The stereo I pre-installed's got to come out, that speaker, and there's also one on this side that's got to come out. The head unit's got to come out, and then there's two speakers up under there that also has to come out, all the wiring, and then the plywood I've got to fully seal, and then it's ready to go back outside. So we'll get back to you when I've got everything pulled out. So got the entire boat cleaned out, got the bench seat taken out, got the stereo system taken out, and now what I got to do is sand the floor, vacuum the floor, clean the floor, and then fiberglass the floor, and then this thing will be going outside to where it will be finished outside. So I'll turn you around here and I'll show you what we're at. So you can see I've got the entire boat cleaned out, bench seats taken out, so all I gotta do is get the whole floor good sanding, then a good cleaning, and then I gotta fiberglass that bow support down to the floor before I fiberglass the floor, and we'll come back when I'm just about to fiberglass. So I've got everything sanded in the boat, vacuumed up. I haven't got it wiped down quite yet. I'm gonna wipe it down probably tomorrow, and I'm gonna do the fiberglassing tomorrow because I don't feel like shaving right now, and for my respirator to fully work I've got to be clean shaven, so I'll be doing that tonight, and tomorrow morning we'll get on to fully laying down the glass and the resin. I've already got the glass laid out, cut out, ready to go. I've got to cut, I would say about 3-4 little bits of scrap to go around the bottom of that post. So the bottom of the post right there, I've got to do some scraps in that fiberglass to the floor. And I've got the piece for the front bow area cut out too, and it's right there. I was going to do this all in one go, but that support is there, so really can't. So as you see, I got it all cut out, ready to go. We've got that trimmed up to fold down in there, and it all actually, there's a joint for the floor and then going up the side, so about 3 to 4 inches up the side of the boat too. So that will tie the floor into the rest of the boat more too. And then same thing up there. Instead of trimming it to follow the shape, I just kept it square, and it's just gonna go in there. No harm it can do. So we'll come back tomorrow. We'll still be all on this one video, and we'll get glassing this floor in, and I'll try to record the whole entire process of fiberglassing in this floor. So by the magic editing, bam, back at you the next day here. As you can see, all clean shaven. Get put the respirator on today to get this floor fiberglassed, so this boat can get out of my shed, and then I can put the boat motor, it's hiding right there, up on a stand here in the center. Start fixing that, do some little welding jobs, and finish this boat outside. So I'll spin you around and tell you where we're at here. So we've got the floor all sanded, fiberglass measured out, cut out. We got the heater going to warm up underneath the bow and warm up the rest of the inside of the boat. Got the big 220 heater going. We are sitting at 22.1 Celsius inside the shed, which is perfect for fiberglass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up here in the boat, wipe the entire floor down and up the sides, up both sides with acetone, get that nice and clean, let the heater sit on it, make sure all the acetone's evaporated. Then we're going to get the window open, fan going, and then we're going to start mixing up our resin here to get this floor glassed in and the top of this transom sealed. So hopefully by tomorrow I'll be pulling this outside. So I'm going to get the floor acetoned and we'll get right back at you guys. How's it going? So I got the fiberglass laid back down on the floor. I'm going to go got the camera set up on the tripod so we can record this. I'm going to go start mixing up some resin, and then we're going to get this floor done. get all that sticky resin and fiberglass particles off of me. So floor has cured nicely, nice and hard. So the floor is all done. The transom's all capped off, so I'll spin you around. I'll show you what we got, and then we will take this boat outside. Will be the next video. So here, we'll spin you around. So as you can see, yeah, it's kind of messy right now. I'll just trim that all up, and then in some spots it's still lower on the back side, just a few. So what I'll do is I'll get this all sanded off the corners, and then sand it, and then I'll take my fiberglass reinforced body filler and I'll do a nice layer across there to bring that up to a nice level amount. And then that will get all sanded. Corner here will be rounded nicely. This whole corner will be rounded nicely. This one already is. And then when we do the transom, because this transom's going to get probably about 2 new skins of chop strand mat, because as you can see there's cracks. So it'll all get sanded, body filled smooth, and then I'll do my cap, which I'll do probably 2 layers of chop strand cap. That will come all the way down, and for this crack here I've got it fiberglassed in sections. So I'll take these blocks out that are sandwiched together, and I'll finish that also. The whole bottom's fiberglassed. Then I'll take my chop strand mat and I'll just sit there and cut up a whole whack load of it and stir it in with resin and just fill that crack. And then when I do my cap for my transom to cover this up, we'll go down and then up to probably about 2 inches up there. So it'll be 2 layers, 2 layers, 2 layers. And I'll also overlap underneath 2 layers. So that's all cleaned up. And then just try not to get fiberglass on my clean clothes here. I'll climb up the ladder here. And so the floor, as you can see, is all nicely cured. And I was going to do a non-slip surface on this, but I think if I just leave this and not sand it and paint right over, I think the woven will give me my non-skid. I'll throw a layer of paint on and see first, and then, but before I paint the bottom, we'll zoom you in here. So that post there for the bow, I gotta clean up all the edges because I had tab coming down in this way, tab down that way, and then front and back, right? So, focus. Stupid camera. I'll back out some. So now I'll clean that all up, and I'll make a nice bevel at the bottom with some Bondo, fiberglass reinforced Bondo. Then I'll do a wrap 360 around it with chop strand to tie all those corners in very nice. I'm not fiberglassing up the whole thing, it can just be painted. It's underneath the front bow. Boat will always sit on an angle outside, and I don't see any issue with water penetration on that. So spin you around. So that's it for this episode of the boat. It's been years and years and years, and I'm finally deciding to finish it. So if you go back and look at some of the older videos, and I've got 1 or 2 videos of me working on it this year that I'll just slap together. There's not very much done. I'm thinking more of filming more as I get closer into finishing like how I am right here, instead of doing all the little tedious stuff, because you can go on YouTube and find 100 videos to cut in and lay in a floor. You can find 1,000 videos on replacing the transom. You can find so I'm doing it in the later of the steps, and hope you guys like it. So we'll see you at the next episode. Take it easy.